Well guys, welcome back. It has been a while since you've seen the Galaxie, if you can see it from there. It's been about 3 months since it's been on camera. I've just been kind of driving it, trying to figure out a few of the issues. I'm still fighting ignition issues with it. So I got the Aces distributor and coil for it, and we're going to see if that will finally cure the issues with it, because I've had people test drive it, look at the tune, data log. Everybody says it's an ignition problem. I've replaced everything inside the distributor except for the pickup, and I'm just tired of wasting money on what I thought was a better quality cheap distributor. So I spent the money. This was like 470 Canadian plus shipping, and then I think I paid $50 shipping. And then when I come across the border, I got hammered again for another 140 in shipping and duties. So altogether, this is like 700-ish dollars worth of parts. Pretty outrageous for, you know, a lower priced brand. But I got them, so hopefully I've got everything I need to install them in it. I also need to drain the water out of it because it's getting down to 0 and below lately. And it sits outside on the street. I drive it, I don't know, 2-3 times a week between it and my truck. So I need to drain the water out and put coolant in it. It's just something I haven't done yet. So we'll do that first, and then we'll start on the ignition system. I did a little playing around today with the tune, and whether it's a good decision or not, I had AI make me some timing tables. I gave it all the stats on my engine. I gave it what I wanted for total timing, when I wanted that total timing to kick in by, and what I wanted for base timing. And I let it interpolate the maps for me, and then I just transferred the data. So we're going to see if that works. The brother-in-law is a dealership mechanic for the better part of 15 years, and he's curious if this is going to work too, so he'll be over later to give me a hand, because he's getting some stuff out of the garage to make room for me anyway. So I'm going to get the car brought in, and we'll start draining the cooling system, and we'll start looking at tearing that distributor out and putting the fancy new blackjack unit in. So let's get after it.
1, 2, let's light it up. Stripped to bones and frame, rust and dust waiting for a name. Tear it down, body off, bare metal gleams.
Okay, so Tanner's here helping. We're going to start by, we verified the firing order, it was correct. I marked number 1 wire. Now we're getting rid of the vacuum advance wire, and we'll cap, or vacuum advance hose, and we'll cap the throttle body. And then we'll pull the cap, we'll mark where the rotor's facing, pull this distributor. Hopefully we don't drop the oil pump rod, because that's fun.
Is it a steel thing? Like, it is fucking on there. I don't want to pull it.
It's just a bar. You want a knife? Here, cut the hose. I don't care. Just slit the hose.
Yeah, I just didn't want to pull a plastic tip out of it and be like, oh yeah, by the way.
No, we should be alright.
That's fucking direction. Yes.
Dreams inside the steel, fueled by machine. Ball joints, bushings, brakes swap in the night. Drum to disc, bringing old to new life. Towel that spindles, every part aligned. The hunt begins.
Okay, so the rotor is pointing right here. And number 1 was here. Right?
So then as long as you put the rotor back to where it was.
Yeah, you lock out the distributor when you fire it up. You set the timing to 15 degrees with the distributor locked to or the ignition locked to 15. Lock it down, unlock the distributor, you're done.
Cool.
Okay, so Tanner's getting going on extending the wiring harness to the front. I marked where the rotor's pointing and I marked where number 1 is. So I know when I put my cap on, that'll be my number 1. And I know that this is where the rotor needs to sit. So I'll pull the distributor clamp off and we'll see if we can pop that distributor out and not lose the oil pump drive shaft.
If it falls down, how fun is that?
Fucking around with a magnet and this engine's nice and hot.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
This engine's hot.
What have
So
you
the-
learned?
The power steering pump, by the way, is very unhappy because apparently it needs to produce a lot more pressure than it can, so it's always sitting on the relief. So it groans and whines and the steering gets hard and then the belt squeals pretty bad.
It's good for it.
Holy crap. It worked. It worked.
I mean,
Okay, the distributor, I already locked it, took it apart, locked it out. I could show you how to do it, but there's all kinds of videos. Go right, I think right on the Aces website, or their YouTube channel, they got a video. It's way better than I could do. So, we'll drop it most of the way. Ooh, that's pretty close. That's pretty close, Tanner. So I'm just a little past where my mark was. So like it's, the rotor's right there. My mark is right there. We're pretty close. We're just a little past, which means we'll just have to crank the distributor a little farther. Nice thing is without a vacuum pod, I can spin this bugger anywhere I want and it doesn't matter where I put number 1 cylinder, but I of course will put it where we had it. This has to go down more.
I'll
Can
get
you
the hammer.
just crank the starter a little bit? You have to step on the clutch.
You actually hooked up the safety?
Had to for racing.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Park brake work? Okay.
No.
Oh, good. Ugh. Where's the key?
Not
Where's
in
the
it?
key?
Hang on. You find it?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Again? Yep, got it.
Oh, it's just hooked on the gear?
So the gear was meshed on the cam, but it wasn't quite meshed on the drive shaft. So it had to drop down that extra 1/4 inch or so. Alright, so I just had Tanner crank the engine a little bit while I pushed down on the distributor. It was meshed in the cam gear, but it wasn't all the way down on the pump drive shaft. So I just held a little bit of pressure on the distributor while he cranked it and it just dropped right in. And I can tell it's in far enough because I could tell it wasn't before because there's that seal right on the distributor base and it was sitting above the block and it dropped right down. It's in there nice and it's got nice tension on it now. So I'm happy. So now I'll get my hold down clamp on and I will dig through my box of spare plug wires and we'll see if we can't build us a coil wire and get our coil mounted at the back because that's where the coil plug is and there's not a lot of room in the harness. It's kind of like this harness was set up for a Chevy, not a Ford. It's all at the back, but that's okay. I got a master electrician here doing the wiring for me.
And I haven't hurt myself yet.
So we'll get this wiring all taken care of and get all the plug wires put on the cap. We'll double check the firing order and we'll get back to you.
Turning back this time, hear the silence break. The engine's calling out. We'll bring her back strong, no doubt. Galaxy reborn, climbing out of rust and pain. Galaxy reborn, frontier roads crossed we all in fame. Fuel injected 6
saw. Distributor's in and kind of close. The wires are hooked up in order. We mounted the coil, we extended the coil wire, we extended the pickup wires to the distributor, and I ran this really nice yellow wire for the coil. So I then hooked up the computer and put in the tune I made today with the timing curves and told it that I wanted it to be magnetic pickup now instead of coil negative for RPM. So next thing I'll do is I will lock the timing out. Set my timing light for the locked out, like whatever I lock it out at. I think it's 15, but I'll double check. Then I'll have Tanner start the car. I'll set the timing to 15 degrees. We'll tighten the distributor down and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it actually wants to start. It says timing's at 15 degrees. So, you want to start it?
Sure.
Well, try to start it anyway.
Here.
Try again.
Okay, go ahead.
What's your RPM at? 1,000? I just want it to drop down to idle. Actually, it shouldn't matter because we're set at 15. Okay, we're at 15 degrees right there. Let me tighten the distributor and double check. Jump. Okay, there we go, 15 degrees. Shut it off. Try restarting it. Exact same thing. Barking at the neighbors. Okay, so initial thoughts, it made no difference. So it's not an ignition problem, or if it is, it's something interference with the wiring harness. I don't know. I shouldn't bark it off too much more facing the neighbors here. We gotta go pick up supper here in 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So we'll take the car and we'll see if it's any better on the drive, I guess.
It's not bad there.
Yeah, we're still in the low RPM. The fueling could be off because I didn't use the current tune.
looking at it here, and we still got a bit of
I think we got the spark issue figured. Because if I give it lighter throttle, it'll actually go all the way to red line in first through fourth.
Here's kind of the ratings. When he whacks it, it goes down to 8 or 9 to 1, so it's way fat.
And I will say on the downshifts, the throttle is crisper. When you flip the throttle to make your shift, like I'm not losing spark now.
Okay, do a pass.
So that's partial throttle, that's full throttle. Partial throttle. It's really rich on partial, and on full throttle it gets super rich.
It's tough to hold that straight. Hope we can read that. It's down at 11.6 there, but it's pulling good.
That's 110 mile an hour. We should back her down a little.
Not breaking any laws there.
It's only in a 50 mile an hour zone in Mexico.
I think we got way too much fuel on
it's
it.
better.
The fact that you can milk it through, it's better.
Yeah, look at all the advance is giving it in cruise here. 40 degrees of advance. It's a little excessive.
Yeah, but it's
I don't
still
hear
reacting
any
to you. I don't either.
I might have to play around with that timing there. Oh yeah, isn't that shifter horrible? The only dodge part in the car, and it rattles so goddamn bad you can't hear the engine.
See, there it's fine. But the
There it's
fact
not
that we
bad.
can get it up to $6,000, it's coming through it. It's just,
Well, the
it
rev limit's
goes,
set at 55.
I think
and that's
it's-
about what we're getting into.
I think it's reacting. It goes fat, and then it just starts pulling fuel out of it. It goes, oh, I'm way
It just,
too
I wish I
fucking
could give
heavy.
it full throttle, but it just breaks up.
See, it goes to 10
It like
though.
loses ignition and dies. Like it's. Hear
But
that?
there'll be a reactive thing to it when it's way too rich and start trying to learn itself out.
But like it was giving it no fuel there. Okay, so we came back. We had a look at the wide open throttle enrichment, and we pulled 20-30% out of everything above 50% throttle. So we're going to take it for a drive again and see what that does. And hopefully it's better. If it's better, we'll pull more out. But we'll try this.
Well, so on run number, whatever the hell this is, 497, we took some fuel out of it, kind of accelerator pump shot shit, and it's way better. So we're going to take a little bit more out, see what she does now.
We're going to take another 10% out because bringing it all down to roughly 100%, it's way better. Like you can flat foot it now, and for the most part, it doesn't cut out that bad. There's even points where you can just hold your foot to the floor and it revs out slowly. And you can see it trying to pull some, but it'll pull too much fuel, and it kind of picks up, and then it adds fuel and it cuts out. And so we're gonna mess around and see if we can't drop another 10% out of everything above 50. See what it's like. I might even pull 5% out of 50 and see what it does.
Try number 2. We took fuel out. Now we're adding a little bit because it went lean, then rich
But
this
at
time.
least we're finding it needs to be between 190 somewhere, at least in certain ranges. Once we start getting it a little better, we'll see at what throttle positions it's doing what, and then we can adjust each section and each RPM differently. But just to get a decent base to learn from, we're finally getting there. So I put 5% back in because we just pulled 10 out. I put 5% back into everything 50% and above. We'll see what it likes. Okay, so we've been messing around a little more. We pulled 3% out below 50 because we were watching. I changed my main screen so that I have throttle position as well, so we can kind of see where it's messing around at, whether it's too lean, too rich. And we were also looking at the timing, and for some reason it's putting too much timing in. So I took 2 degrees or 3 degrees out of the whole table. So now, because it was going up to 40 and I don't want to see it over 38, especially on regular. So we'll see what it does now. I think that's all we're going to do for tonight for tuning, though. It's starting to get dark, and we're going to have the cops out here pretty soon. We keep hot rodding like we are because, you know, it's not quiet, and I am, of course, doing the speed limit. Well, after all that screwing around, I think we finally got the car close. It still needs a lot of tuning. They're still not perfect, but I'll give you one little clip here, and then that's the end of the video, guys. Well, there you go, guys. I don't know how good it looked on videos. Of course, it stalled a couple times because the fuel pickup is in the left-hand side of the tank. So if you do donuts one way, you starve the pump. So then when I did the donut the other way, it actually stayed running. It still doesn't have a whole ton of power everywhere in the throttle. You kind of got to play with the throttle amount, and there is a butt ton of wheel hop in this thing, which it shouldn't. It's all stock suspension, but anyway, there's still some things to take care of on this car, guys, but we're getting there. It's getting to be at least drivable now. It's just down to tuning and some suspension work, and well, I guess start working on the interior and the body, because it is officially a driver. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one, and follow me on Instagram. It's at BarkleyBuilt.